Hello everyone, how are you? If you don't know how to screen for Walker malformation, this video is for you. If you also don't know how to screen for hypertelorism or hypotelorism, this is also for you. So here is how we do it in the second trimester. So what we have here, that's the cerebellum. This is the cerebellum. So the area that you see here, that's the vermis that connects the two hemispheres of the cerebellum like that. So the fluid that you see here at the back of the brain there, this is what is called the cisterna magna. So this fluid there, it must measure less than 10 millimeters. So if it's above 10 millimeters, and also if there's an absent vermis there, that's an indicator of Walker malformation. As you see here, you can see here this fluid. So the distance here, you see, it's very much exaggerated. So there's an increased fluid at the back of the posterior fossa here in the cisterna magna there, and you can also see that there's no vermis there. So if you see this sonographic feature or finding there, you must know that you're dealing with a case of Walker malformation. So you can see here again, so the fluid at the posterior fossa there is very much um, enlarged there. So the posterior fossa is enlarged there by a collection of fluid there. So this posterior fossa cyst there is a sonographic sign of a Walker malformation. So when you're doing an ultrasound scan, you must see this butterfly shaped cerebellum there, this cerebellum there. So if you see that, you must also check the fluid at the back and then measure the fluid at the back there to make sure that there is no sonographic sign of Walker malformation. So you must make an effort to visualize. See, this is the zoomed image of the cerebellum there. You must make an effort to visualize the cerebellum and then to check the fluid at the posterior fossa there, the cisterna magna, if it's not elevated with a distance here from the ospot to the vermis there that is above 10 millimeters. So this screening, you should do it in the second trimester, but you can also check it. We don't just do anatomy scanning or screening in the second trimester. You can do it also in the third trimester. You must keep on checking the anatomy every time. But the detail or the normal scan is done in the second trimester. So this is a typical second trimester scan where we checked for any sign of Walker malformation. So the cerebellum and the cisterna magna are a critical or a crucial landmark to check for Walker malformation. During this period, you also check for other abnormalities. So in this presentation, I am just going to talk about two conditions that I need you to pay particular attention to, so that I will not make this presentation too long or unnecessarily long. So you also have to check the distance between the eyes. We call this the interorbital distance. So the interorbital distance is very critical. The interorbital distance there, it's very critical. Why is it critical? Why is the interorbital distance critical? It is because if the interorbital distance there is above 21 millimeters, so that is called hypertelorism. So the interorbital distance should be between 9 and 21 millimeters. Anything that is above that is hypertelorism. If it is less than that, then it's what we call hypotelorism. So the distance between the orbits of the eyes, that's the eye, that's another eye, that's the mouth of the baby. So that you have to check also the interorbital distance. So I hope you are following up. So this is very critical. We are screening for hypertelorism, hypotelorism, and Dent-Walker malformation. So if the interorbital distance is less than 9 millimeters, the fetus is likely to have hypotelorism. So if you do the correct measurement, if it's now above 21 millimeters, then that is hypertelorism. So you must be careful so that you don't miss these conditions when you're doing your anomaly or detailed scan in the second trimester. So this fluid, if you zoom, it can give an illusion that is a little bit elevated. So to just measure the distance, that distance there, and then you can have a correct account of what you are doing. So this is how you do it in the second trimester. I hope you are following. So we will keep on doing regional assessment in the second trimester during the anatomy or anomaly scan to make sure that you master what we check in exactly. For some people, they just know that there's an anomaly scan, but they don't know what to check. So in the same view, you can see that the nasal bone of the baby is there also. This is the second trimester. But normally for the screen of the nasal bone, we normally do in the first trimester, but it's also good. We keep on checking and then confirming that the nasal bone is there. And you can see the chin is also there. This is the palate bone there. So they are present. So that's the profile view. So that is very, very important in assessing the fluid at the back of the neck or the stina magna. So in this presentation, I have highlighted the two conditions that you have to screen for. So we'll keep on doing region by region to show you how you screen for abnormalities in the second trimester. So keep in mind how to check for Dent-Walker malformation and hypertelorism. Hypertelorism, Dent-Walker malformation. So you use the cerebellum and the cisterna magna. Check the vermis and the cisterna magna measurement. Is it elevated, or the distance, or it's normal? Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and share. Also comment. Thank you.